This video is to explain how to play simple strategy for the video poker game of Deuces Wild at the Doubledown Casino. The difference between simple strategy and optimum strategy is so slight that it does not matter. There are a number of issues to determine if you should watch this video. First, if you want to improve as a video poker player at the Doubledown Casino, you should watch it. If you want to improve as a video poker player at the Doubledown Casino, the second question is, if you were dealt the following hand at Deuces Wild at the Doubledown Casino, how would you play it? You receive a 2 of clubs, a 6 of hearts, a 7 of hearts, an 8 of hearts, and a queen of hearts. Should you either A, keep the flush as is, or B, go for a straight flush? The correct answer is you should go for a straight flush and have the queen of hearts replaced. Another issue is, if you expect to improve as a video poker player, are you willing to do the work that is necessary to do it? As Samuel Goldwyn said, the harder I work, the luckier I become. For copyright reasons, I will be using cards and not a depiction of a video poker machine in this video. The way the game goes is you are dealt 5 cards. You can then discard any or all of them that you were dealt. You do that by clicking on the hold button for the cards you want to keep, and then you press the deal button. Each card you did not click the hold button on will be replaced by another card, and if you have a hand that is on the pay table, you will receive a credit. If not, you will lose your wager. Either way, you will then go on to the next hand. I will soon be talking about a bunch of mumbo jumbo. The mumbo jumbo will only be there to explain how a chart that I will be referencing came about. The important thing is the chart. Whether the chart came from divine revelation, somebody's drug trip, or the work of a mathematician. To play simple strategy at video poker, you will only need to know the chart and not where it came from. Playing simple strategy at video poker at the game of Deuces Wild at the Doubledown Casino, the Doubledown Casino will still have an edge of about 97%. That means for every $1 you wager, you will get 97 cents back. Video poker is based on a 52-card deck of cards. There are 2,598,960 possible poker hands. That number is derived from multiplying 52 times 51 times 50 times 49 times 48 and dividing it by 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. The odds in video poker are exactly the same as if you were dealt the hands in a real poker game. The way the Doubledown Casino controls how much a video machine pays out is by adjusting the pay tables. In probability, there is a concept called expected value. What the expected value is, you take the probability of you winning and multiplying it by what you get if you win, and subtracting from that what you lose if you lose times the probability of losing. By knowing the pay table and the cards are dealt as if it were a 52-card deck of cards, the expected value for each hand can be calculated. By ranking the hands by the expected values, a chart can be developed. Using the chart, you can determine which hand you should keep. The one you should keep is the one that has the highest expected value. This is the Deuces Wild pre-chart. In the chart, ace will equal A, 2 will equal 2, 3 equals 3, 4 equals 4, 5 equals 5, 6 equals 6, 7 equals 7, 8 equals 8, 9 equals 9, 10 equals T, Jack equals J, Queen equals Q, King equals K. A straight flush will be in blue, a flush will be in red, a thing of a kind will be in black, and a straight will be in green. A wild royal flush is a royal flush with 1 to 3 wild cards. Low equals an ace is 1. Hands on the pay table are underlined in red. That means they're already a winner. A gap equals a lack of 1 or more cards between 2 cards that could be a straight. X equals 1 or more cards that are an area between 2 cards that could be a straight. When it comes to using the chart, if you have a 8, 7, 6 of hearts and a queen of hearts and a wild card, then one of the questions is, what do you do? Do you keep it for the flush, or do you go for the straight flush? Well, since the flush is listed at number 10, and the 4-card straight flush is listed at number 7, then your choice under those conditions would be to get rid of the Queen of Hearts. This is the Deuces Wild chart. If you have 4 deuces, then you hold all the 2s. If you have 3 deuces, you hold a wild royal flush, you hold 5 of a kind, or you hold the 3 deuces. If you have 2 deuces, then you hold a wild royal flush, you hold 5 of a kind, you hold a straight flush, you hold 4 of a kind, then you get into the non-winner area, you hold 4 cards to a royal flush, you hold 4 cards to a straight flush, you hold, or you hold 2 wild cards in a 9-10 with no gaps. If you don't have any of the above, if you have 2 deuces, then you just hold the 2 deuces. If you have 1 deuce, then you hold a royal flush, 5 of a kind, a straight flush, 4 of a kind, a 4-card royal flush, a full house, 4-card straight flush with a wild card 5, 6, 7 to a wild card 9, 10 jack with no gaps, 3 of a kind, a straight, a flush, and a 4-card straight flush with the ace being low and 2 X's and a wild card, and then a wild card in 3, 4, 5 to 4, 5, 6 with no gaps. Or you hold a 4-card flush with a wild card and a 3x7 to a wild card and a 9x king with 2 gaps. And then next you go to a 3-card royal flush, that would be WXXX with no ace. Then a 3-card straight flush with a W6-7 to a W9T with 0 gaps. Or you only hold the wild card. Then if you have no wild cards, you hold the royal flush first, then 4 cards to a royal flush, then a straight flush, then 4 of a kind, a full house, 3 of a kind, a flush. These are all winners again. And you hold a straight. Then that's a breakdown area for the post chart, because that's where the winners stop. Then you hold a 4 card straight flush, which would be a 4, 5, 6, and 7, to a 9, 10, Jack, and Queen with no gaps. Then the next is a 10, Jack, Queen of the same suit. Then a 4 card straight flush of 3, 4, 5, 6, Ace 3, 4, 5, or 3 XX 7 to 9 XX King with 1 gap. And then next would be a Ace with 2 cards that could create a straight flush, or a King with 2 cards that could make a straight flush. And then 1 pair. If you have 2 pairs, it works out you have to get rid of one of them, and it doesn't matter which pair you get rid of. And that's another place where there's a break off. And then you go down to a 4 card flush, a 4 card straight, which would be a 4, 5, 6, 7 to 10 Jack, Queen, King with no gaps. Then a 3 card straight flush, which is 3, 4, 5 to 9, 10 Jack with no gaps, or 4x7 to a 9x Queen with 1 gap. Then a 10 Jack of the same suit, and then a 3 card straight flush, which would be a 9x King with 2 gaps. Well, it would be a 4x8 to a 9x King with 2 gaps in it. Then you go to a 4 card straight, which would be a Jack, Queen, King, Ace, or a 7XXJ to a 10XXA with 1 gap. And then it would be a 10 and a Queen, or a Jack and a Queen of the same suit. And then a 3x6 or a 3x7 of the same suit, and a 3, 4, 5, 6 or 3xx7 to a 6xxt 10 with 1 gap. And then if it isn't one of those, you get rid of all 5 cards. This is the post chart for Deuces Wild. If you have 4 deuces, then you smile and you keep the 4 deuces. If you have 3 deuces, you only hold a royal wild flush or 5 of a kind. And anything else, you just keep the 3 deuces and get rid of the rest. If you have 2 deuces, you keep a wild royal flush, 4 or 5 of a kind, a straight flush, a 4 card flush with no gaps. And everything else, you just keep the 2 deuces. With 1 deuce, you keep a winning hand or 3 or 4 cards to a straight flush. With no deuces, 1 to 8, you keep a winning hand or 4 cards to a royal flush. From 9 to 12, you keep 3 or 4 cards to a straight flush. And 13 to 18, you keep 1 pair. Do not keep 2 pairs. It's counterintuitive, but it doesn't matter which of the pairs you get rid of. 4 cards to a straight, 2 or 3 cards to a straight flush. and that's the post chart for Deuces Wild. At the Doubledown Casino, you can bet at 4 different levels. The soon-to-be following chart indicates how to do money management at the Doubledown Casino. You should always bet 5 coins. If you get yourself 25 Facebook friends at the Doubledown Casino, you should be able to play video poker forever at the Doubledown Casino without having to buy any coins ever. For Deuces Wild, if your chip total is between 200 and 500,000, you should bet 200 per coin and 5 coins per hand, so that's 1,000. Between 500,000 and 5 million, you should bet 2,000 per coin and 10,000 per hand. Between 5 million and 50 million, you should bet 20,000 per coin, and that would be 100,000 per hand. If you got more than 50 million, then you should bet 200,000 per coin or 1 million per hand. If this video has been of any use to you, I would ask you to click the add button that accompanies it. If you would like to move up in the world and play video poker in real casinos for real money, I am selling a DVD on eBay for $7.99. It deals only with jacks or better or Deuces Wild. It also has free shipping. If the material in this video was new to you, this video will likely pay for itself in 2 hours at the casino.